Hi, Steve.
Hello, how you
Uh, can't hear you.
doing? Really, I'm getting feedback.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm getting a little static in the background there. I'm not sure what's causing that.
Yeah, I hear a little chirpy.
Yeah. So, are you Leroy today or
I am. Leroy's in the hospital.
really?
He's okay, but one of his, hold on, let me get back to his messages. Um, Grandchild and her mother were in a car wreck, and he and Patty are at the hospital. Don't know how long they'll be.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and I asked him if it was serious or not, and so far he doesn't know.
Oh, so Leroy was not it was his.
Granddaughter and the granddaughter's mother, which
Okay, that's nasty. Wait a minute. Oh, my video isn't on. Okay, there we go. Hmm. Yeah, cars are dangerous machines, no question about it.
mm, yeah, that's true. But I got nothing. I'm at work,
Okay.
so no toys here. Well, actually, I do have a toy, but I haven't done anything with it.
Hmm. Well, I hope Leroy's and family is okay.
Yeah, I get the impression that they're there because the cop said you should go to the hospital and get checked out.
Hmm. Okay. We're virtual today, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Um,
I think it's in person, and virtual this month, if I recall correctly.
might be. Um, oh yeah. Hmm.
And I don't know what we're doing on Thanksgiving Day.
I doubt we'll have a meeting, but maybe.
I I suppose not.
Yeah, I think Marla would be miffed about that.
Yeah, I think Barbara would not be happy either. Oh, while I got you in singleton mode, I have a question. Using LSUSB,
Mhm.
you can do a verbose version with a dash V or whatever. Is there any way to tell, looking at the list of USB connections, which one's a USB 2 and which one's a USB 3?
Um, Give me a second. I'll find out. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Um, yes, you can tell trying to figure out what you need to grep out. Um, Ah, good Lord. Well, maybe.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Oh, didn't have time enough to grab a tissue and shut off the mic.
No issue. Um, so use LSUSB dash T as in Tom, lowercase. Oh,
Okay.
and that shows it as a tree. And then you get divided up by whether a thing is on a USB 2 hub or USB 3 hub, etc. And that also shows the speeds of connection. Hey, Jim, how are you doing?
Good so far.
Leroy asked me to step in. Um, I got a chat going with him, but so far he doesn't have anything going on. He still doesn't know what all's happening.
Hey, Art, I just got a new camera for you to think about.
Oh, okay.
It's a Reolink 823A.
823A. Okay.
Yeah, it's got a 5x zoom and it's got a follow people feature.
Really?
So it looks pretty good. And I saw a demo of it. And if you walk in the picture, it'll walk in the area, it'll find you and point that camera at you and zoom you if necessary. And if you walk around, it'll follow you.
So this is on a gimbal of some sort or another, I assume, right?
It's a PTZ camera,
Okay.
pan tilt zoom. And there, I looked at some others on AliExpress, so it looks like this following thing is getting there. I noticed from one of the others it had you could select an automobile or you could select a person or select an animal
Hmm.
to follow. And I saw a demo. I got the demo list in the news. The guy was demoing it, and said he would put it in like an area where there's not a lot of traffic, like in a backyard or something, because it would tend to be following people around. And another guy also saw him testing it on a large area. It looked like he was on a ranch, and he pointed it up the driveway and tried to sneak up on it, but it find him at like 100 yards. It found him and started sending alarms. So a lot of interesting stuff. I got a lot of newer camera. Looks like they're getting up in the 30 power range with the 150 dollar range cameras. They have up in the 30 power, that's quite a bit.
That's a 30x zoom.
Yeah.
Physical zoom. That's
yeah.
Lens. Wow.
Yep. Optical zoom, 30 power, and then they go higher than that. But 16 and 37, I think.
I mean, 16 is pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
Well,
You have to
16.
watch it because they do have some tricks. If you see the two lens guys, the two lens is a 2.8 and a 12 millimeter, which is a 12 is about 4 power. But the 4 power, I've got a 4 power and it's useless. I mean, I don't care. But my 16 millimeter one is one I rely on for reading doors on cars, reading truck doors. But they're getting there. Yeah, look on AliExpress and search for 16x and 32x, and you'll see them out there. The connectivity is various. They just don't tell you it's RTSP or anything. So you kind of have to watch your step. But the Reolink stuff is a real thing. It's already set up, and at least it'll talk Reolink. And I haven't checked to see if usually a lot of their stuff is RTSP compatible. It looks interesting. That's a new feature where they identify stuff, and that's good. That's one step past the infrared. That $29 camera that I got. Looked at my $29 camera this morning, and there was one. It tripped one time overnight, and we had rain, and usually that'll just send them into bizarre land. And the one time was a raccoon ran up on it. And I have it set now where the light, it has a floodlight in it. I have it set now where if it sees anything, it turns on the floodlight, and that surprised the raccoon big time. He was gone. So the infrared is PIR is pretty good, but that image recognition is the next step, it looks like.
All of these are on AliExpress, are they, or
No, the Reolink ones are on Amazon and
okay.
eBay and the regular places. eBay, I usually go over there and look for a refurbished one because they're Reolink factory reservice folks there. It comes with a full guarantee and everything. I didn't see any of the A23s on Reolink. It may take a while for them to get there.
Was it just released?
No, it's been out for probably a year. Several reviews on them. You go to YouTube and do a search. There's a guy there. In fact, if you go look at the newsletter, you'll see that I've got a link to one of the reviews. You have to go to the actual newsletter, not just the agenda thing. And it's got a link to it that a guy that reviews a lot of the Reolink cameras. He does a good job. But yeah, if you got a little more money, you're going to spend over $100 for that camera, though. But me, I've got the 4X, 4 power manual with no intelligence, and that's it's okay camera. I use it, but it's not anything to write home about.
So these are all hard mounted on something, I assume, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because a 16X you can't hold.
Oh no.
I mean, 16x, you'll be pointing it every which way.
Yeah, I've got a 20x handheld. Yeah. And it's got stabilization in it, but still, you want to lean up against something.
Yeah.
But these are a little bigger than usual with that optical device in it. These are going to be bigger than the standard camera, probably about twice the diameter and heavier.
And
But
they're
it looks like they
hardwired.
got the technology down.
They're hardwired.
You can get whatever variation you want. You can do PoE, or I'm sure they have Wi-Fi.
But how are they powered, I guess is the question.
Power? Oh, it's going to be PoE or 12 volt or something like that.
Okay.
They have a hockey puck, and they offer PoE also.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start in and get some more. These Wise cameras are very limited in their capabilities, so obviously have to do something to replace them.
Well, that $29 camera, the Lumix, is, man, that's 90% of what I need. That eliminates all the falsing, most of the falsing, if you don't consider a raccoon not to be false, you know. If you want to count raccoons, they're great. Yep, I love it. My 511s, that's the regular ones. It rained a little bit last night, so I had 50 hits, you know. And the Lumix, I had one, and it was a raccoon. And the other one, I've got another one out in the woods. It's a wire-free one, and I got 0 hits because it saw no raccoon. But the ones with PIR and that, yeah, they work pretty good. That $30 one, that's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
Got a link?
That,
Lumix, Lumux. It's a real link, Lumix, Lumix. I think I have to look. Lumix, I think is that Lumus. Let me go.
now that $30 is refurbished, or that 30
Yeah,
bucks?
that's a refurb. You have to pay
Yeah.
extra 10 or 15 for for a new one.
So
It's
Lumix look
LUMUS.
LUMUS.
LUMUS, yeah. And I'll show you, see if I can do a live one. Do you enable the stuff? There we go.
Screen sharing is enabled, right?
Nope.
Should be, yeah.
Hey, host, enable screen sharing.
Thought I had. Pardon.
You have to break in these newbies, Art.
Yeah, well, you know,
Yeah.
trainees.
It's set for anybody can share.
Okay, that sounds good.
Oh, wait.
Host
No, it
disable
isn't.
participant screen sharing.
There
Be
you
the
go.
host. Oh, okay. And there we go. So there's the Lumix. And you can zoom pretty good. It's just a 4 megapixel, but zoom works pretty decent. And then to look at the picture, you gotta go. Go over here and hit playback, and see there's the hit down there at the bottom. It shows the hit. Now click on that. and the light came on, which I like that. Any wonders on all? Oh yeah, and they see that light 2 or 3 times, and they'll be done. They don't like the light. So that's the Lumix, and that's night vision. So the picture quality was not that great. There's nothing, not a lot of color there in the woods right now. But it's pretty good. It's got, you can mask areas and you can tell it to turn on the light when something comes by. If you just want to watch, just leave the light off. It's not, animals can see it and people can see it. It's not invisible. So how's it going out west, Art?
So far, so good, but we've already canceled our tickets for the 14th of November, and we've decided we're going to stay here until probably early spring. Barbara's still got ongoing medical problems that we're resolving and making progress, but not done yet.
Well, that's good.
And the problem is that, our insurance, our medical care is handled by Kaiser, and they don't function in Southern Ohio. So
yeah, I've been there, done that. Yeah, Cleveland, they had one in Cleveland, but not down here.
they have it in Cleveland, and they have it in the Mid-Atlantic area around Washington, D.C., and they have it down, I think, in the Atlanta area. But in some of those areas, they're not functioning as an HMO. They're just functioning as an insurance company. So you go out, you go to a doctor who is covered by them, and then they just pay the bill. They don't have their own doctors and hospitals and so forth and so on. Here, it's a totally integrated HMO. So, and she's been physical therapy, neurologist, even had her doing some psych stuff and so forth and so on. Basically, what she's got is something called neuralgia, which is where your nerves start self-replicating. I think of it electronically as the difference between a stable circuit and an oscillating circuit, where it's, but it's excruciatingly painful, and so it's incapacitatingly painful, I guess is the way I'd put it. So we've decided that the priority is to get her fixed up and comfortable, and then we'll come back. But
sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, I got my sciatica. I tell you, oh man, I know about pain. It's better.
Yeah, well, she's had that also, but this is up higher. This is in the back of her head. So
yeah,
basically, it starts right at the neck and shoots a flaming pain up over the top, almost to her forehead. And when it does, boy, she really is really in huge pain. Fortunately, it's momentarily, so it goes away pretty quick.
Unfortunately, it's very painful.
Yeah.
My little sciatica is very painful. Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, they've done some nerve blockage already, and my guess is that before before we get this fully resolved, they're going to be doing some more. So.
What's going on with you, Steve? Anything happening?
No, the one issue with doing this from work is I've still got emails coming in telling me what's broken.
Oh, yeah.
And it shows up and says issue with free space on drive C, and I don't care. It's a Windows problem.
So what does this company do exactly, Steve?
We write a piece of software called Rent Manager. It's used for companies that have leased spaces, whether it's apartments or storage or campgrounds or whatever. And it tracks who's in a unit, work orders that are tied to a unit, just all sorts of stuff. We run Windows VMs with remote desktop and publish the application there. And we're writing it over to be web-based as well. Because, yeah, spinning up 20,000 Windows images a day is tiring.
So this is 100% Windows environment, no Linux?
No. About 2/3 of the back end is Linux.
Oh, okay.
We use Linux machines to spin up Windows machines.
I got it. And all the Windows machines are all VMs.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And it's fun when I get to destroy one.
Okay.
I put the Loomis security camera up on the
In the chat.
thing.
It's a cute little thing.
Yeah, that's a $30 refurb one, and it's as good as new. I've got two of them. They're the same. And
But they're
the
all
bad
out of
news
stock.
is it is Reolink only. The good news is the Reolink's Windows client works great. And the bad news is no, there is no Linux client, but there's a phone client that's excellent too.
It's actually relatively easy to run though phone software in Linux, Android apps. They're
Oh, okay.
little VMs.
And their Android app and their Windows app they're pretty similar. They're putting some effort in this. Their Windows app is good. I don't like their apps, but their Windows app is pretty good. I must say it's not as flexible as iSpy, but it's pretty good.
Well, as I recall, iSpy is also 100% Windows, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's some others. There's Blue Iris and HiCam and Cam High or whatever it is. There are a couple I'm sure that run on Linux. Cam High. I just played with Cam High today. And I'm finding out I've got a 150-foot extension cables, 125 foot of extension cable going out to my camera. It's on a ground fault circuit. So I got some new extension cables to prevent ground faulting because my old cables are not very watertight.
So what would happen then? Because they're not watertight, they would automatically throw the ground fault.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I have to reset it.
Is it at the connectors or along the length of the cable?
It's hard to say. I think some of my cables, my 100 foot is probably 30 years old, so it's got a couple of black tape patches on it. And,
Okay.
it's not had a good life. So I just got a new one. The 100 foot at Walmart is $25, and then I got a 50-footer yesterday for the other one. $15, 16 gauge. 16 gauge, you don't want to run your edger on that one.
No.
It'll smoke your edger, has been proven by Kenny. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Leroy.
You're looking good, Leroy.
How
Looks
you
similar
doing,
to
Leroy?
Barry. Yeah, Barry looks like that.
Can you hear us, Leroy?
I'm not sure how long he had been in the waiting room thing.
Oh, okay. So he may have walked away from whatever he's using.
I don't think it was too awfully long, but that's
He
weird.
may just be listening right now. He's probably pretty busy finding the Pepsi machine, my guess. That's what I'd be doing.
I can't hear you guys, but so I don't know if anybody's talking. The Zoom client is very weird.
Yes, it is.
We can hear you.
Okay, well, I'm still at the hospital. I think they're getting ready to release everybody, but I just wanted to let everybody know that things are progressing, I guess, and Thea is fine, and there's some other stuff going on, but they wrecked the car. It was her mommy's fault, and she had Thea and the baby in the car. And I guess we're trying to figure out what to do with the baby because nobody has a baby seat. So I think that's it.
The hospital can probably give you a baby seat. They used to do that anyway.
Yeah, it's probably not bad. I know the ambulance had one, but they've taken off. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm sure somebody will figure it out. Anyway, I just wanted to check in because stuff's still going on over here, and I just figured I'd check in and say howdy. So I'm probably going to hang up now.
Okay.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah.
Also, I got a new recorder.
I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Take care, Leroy.
Take care. Yep.
I got a new little recorder. It's a tiny thing. I going to record my conversations with the doctors. This is a Sony, and it's amazing. You can't read it because it's so small, but it's not too bad to operate. It has two AAA cells that operate it. And the recording quality is amazing. The microphone is wonderful. You can hear everything.
How long will it record for?
I don't know. I have to look that up. First of all, let me find.
I assume it's all flash memory, right?
Yes. Let me get back to my digs over here. There it is. It's a ICD PIX TX 312. Okay.
That's a Sony part number?
Yeah. See how much did I pay for that guy? I paid $20 for it.
Oh, gee.
I am only the best for me.
Living large there, Jim.
Yeah, that's me. Sony did. Okay, here it is. It's normally that was a refurb, of course. New. It looks like you can get it for 90 on eBay. Approximately 72 hours of battery life recording. That's USB 2, built-in 2 gigabyte. You're going to record quite a while, 72 hours, it looks like. And when you replace the battery, you got to set the clock again if you're in the clock setting.
Okay.
But it's really tiny, and you're going to have a magnifying glass to see it. But for my purposes, I can operate it without seeing the screen, except to tell it's recording is my main thing. But it's not bad. It's a fully functional and excellent recording quality. Excellent. It's not like you have a, 8-inch speaker or anything, but for what it is, it's amazing.
And you got a refurb?
Yep. It's on eBay, and I'll send you the link on that. It looked like they might have had quite a few of them, but I mean, these are just, it's a piece of electronics. I mean, what can you do to it? Scratch it up's about it.
Spill coffee on it?
Yeah, you could do that. Or some new Japanese water, maybe. Let's see. Let's see if they still have some available. Yeah, it's still there. Tested. Oh, this one was $13 shipping. I don't know if I would buy that one. Oh, here's one for $18.99. So free shipping. Great condition. Works great. Pre-owned. Yeah, that would be me. I'll send you the $18.99 link. But you just search when you can find them. Look at this. Is 93% positive feedback. I don't think I would go with him. Nope. But they have the higher price ones if you like them.
I guess I wonder what they'd have to be refurbished for.
It doesn't even say refurbished. It just says used.
Oh,
See
okay.
that mine may have said refurbished. Let me go back and look. Yeah. Refurbished might be putting batteries in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine wasn't refurbished. The Reolink cameras that I buy it from the refurb site. They may or may not have been refurbed, but they're checked at least before they really, and they come with a full guarantee. This was no guarantee, but a reliable seller. But it's an amazing little device. And me, I don't catch everything people say. So when I'm talking to the doctor, I try to record it and play it back and take notes and try to figure out everything that was said. So there's a model number. Put it in the notes, and just go
Okay.
to eBay or Amazon and do a search, and you'll find it. Or to probably go to Amazon, pay $90 for a new one.
I don't think so. I don't believe so.
And I went through the phone fiasco. I broke my phone, and so I got a new phone, and I got it, and I didn't have my holder for it, so I used it without the safety holder. And you know what happened then?
You went through two phones.
Yeah, the second phone bit the bullet, and then I got one that was unlocked, a refurb unlocked. Well, guess what? It wasn't unlocked. And I'm learning. You slip it back in an envelope and get a mailing sticker and go to the post office and say, "Here's a mailing sticker," and they put a sticker on it for you. You don't have to put a sticker on it. Just here's the scan this. Okay, see ya. And I got another order that's in the box new, coming for $100. So we'll see how that works. I'm learning.
I can't recommend these Motorola's enough. They're cheap.
Yeah.
They last a long time.
Unless you drop them, buy a case for them first thing.
Oh yeah.
And my mistake was I had a case, a beautiful case, and I ordered the G7, and I looked for a G7, and I noticed I got the G7 and not the G7 Power. Guess what? The case won't fit.
Oh,
So I got a
that's a
G7 without
bummer.
a case, and without the case because I got the wrong one, and I broke it immediately, almost. So now the G7s, if you buy the newer ones, they don't have the older ones, the 2021s. And so they have the ones with the 3 cameras on it now. Well, guess what? My case is not going to work with that.
So
maybe
cases are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Every time I buy a phone, I buy a case at the same time.
Yeah. And but you think that, but that's not necessarily so. Of course, you cheap for me is $2. That's not cheap for you.
I'm pretty sure this Motorola was 150. I won't go over 250 on a phone.
Yeah. Well, the $250 for the phone.
No,
250.
150. Oh, okay. Yeah.
that's the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
The case is normally $15.
Yeah.
10, 15, something.
Yeah. So here's my case for my G7 that I got. While I have a G7 that's not a Power, that's $2, including shipping. But I'm getting the G7 Power, so I can't use that case. but I got the old case. Maybe the old case might work. Yeah, because the camera side's on the back. It's got a single hole in the back. I'm gonna have to get a new one. Oh man.
You have a Dremel tool?
Yes, I does. Of course, it's not a Dremel name brand.
Well, you have something to carve a hole in the case.
Yeah.
Remember to take the phone out of the case before you do the carving.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I resemble that comment.
Yeah.
I shop at Myers a lot, and they've got a convenient little spot for your phone on the cart. 2 times in the last year, I have forgotten my phone in the cart. Twice I've gone back. They've got it up to customer service. Like, dang. And now, if they ever opened the thing, I got more money stuffed inside the case than the phone is worth.
Oh, okay.
I'm at the point where I'm going, oh man, I can't afford to lose that.
So I'm learning a lot. It says when it says unlocked on eBay, you got to look at the rating on the guy. I said 98. I don't like 98, but guess what? 98 nailed me. It was not unlocked. But he got it back. Just $50. That's a little too cheap. Kenny said that was too cheap, and it was.
So how tough is it to unlock it?
You have to go to Verizon. It was Verizon locked. And after I found out it was locked, I just stuck it back in the envelope, sent it back to him. I didn't want to play. It's that easy. But they have some that are unlocked by reputable dealers, but don't go below 99%. That's really the rule. Just don't go below 99% rating on the vendor. And most of the time you'll be okay.
So you can't somehow unlock these things yourself?
No.
Well, no, you can, but you've got to root the phone. And if you do a factory reset, they go back to being tied to some vendor.
The thing is, they have the IMEI number, and when they go to look it up, Verizon's got a flag on it for that IMEI number, and guess what? They got you. And the vendor can do that, I guess. I guess they can do it, but I see some of them that say unlocked and Verizon, and it says unlocked and AT&T. Guess what? That doesn't make sense to me. So they say check the IMEI number on some of these. I don't want to play. But then they have the factory unlocked ones, which should be, that's a reset to clean. And when you check in, it loads everything at that point.
Can you mount other iOSs on?
I assume on the Motorola, you can, if you get a clean one, it could be whatever iOS. Steve, do you know about that?
Well, you're not going to put iOS on an Android phone,
Oh,
but
that's true.
but you can, if you can get access to the JTAG interface on it, you can put whatever you want on it.
Okay.
Whether or not it works, because I mean, it is technically a Linux image, but where things are physically at in the phone, as far as port numbers and stuff, you may have to do a huge amount of digging to get things to line up right.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you wouldn't want to put wouldn't want to try to put Apple on a Moto G7, huh?
Yeah, I don't think anything would work then.
That would be quite a task. But if anybody could do it, it would be you.
Mm-mm.
No, you're not going down that road, huh?
Nope. I'm on Motorola's webpage right now looking at phones. The Moto G Stylus 5G is marked down to $300. Just a little bit beyond my confidence point. They got a Moto G Power for $250. I could do that.
Kenny got a Moto G7 at Target. He said he paid $150 for it, and it's got the 3 cameras on it.
Yeah. Three cameras and a light.
Excuse me.
But I buy a phone about every 2 or 3 years. It's coming up. This is a 2019 phone, I think. Not even sure.
A pre-COVID phone.
Yeah.
I'm mad at the Motorola's now. I see the Motorola's, they say that the screen is hard to read in sunlight, and I agree. I cannot read that thing in sunlight.
Really?
Really?
Really? Yeah.
I mean, I don't go out in the sunlight as much as I can, but
Maybe I need to turn up my brightness.
I've got mine set for auto brightness, and it seems to be okay.
No.
Though my sunglasses are polarized, and
Yeah.
I can't read it sideways with those.
No. So do you have the power version, or do you just have
Yes.
the G7? Oh, the power,
Th-
yeah.
This is a Moto G Power 2021.
Oh, okay.
I just checked. And now I'm looking at the Moto G Power 5G, which is $50 more, but it is 5G. And
Yeah.
there's 5G towers right down the street from here. It's got a lot more memory, 256 gig. I'm pretty sure mine is 64.
Yeah. Yeah, the $100 one I'm getting is 64. But that's just the actual memory in it. The RAM is like four gig, right? 3 or 4 gig.
I think this one is 3.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Yeah. But that's just basically that's just the SSD size.
No. That's
No?
the RAM. The SSD is 64. And then I've got a 64 gig SIM or SD card in it as well.
Yeah. The SD card, can you use that for putting programs in?
Yes, but it is definitely slower.
Oh, okay.
So what I do is that's where I have it store all my pictures.
Oh, okay.
And it is encrypted, and I verified that it really is. I don't know how good it is, but if I pull that chip out and stick it in the computer, I don't get squat off of it.
Is that by default it's encrypted, or?
No, that was a setting. It asks when you first put it in
okay.
and power it up.
What's the maximum size SD card you can use?
At least a 128, but
Okay.
at that size, I don't really trust them. So 64, I've got 8 years worth of pictures on this thing. I don't take a huge number of pictures. I'm not somebody that takes pictures of my food while I'm eating it, but I get probably 10 or 12 pictures a month. And as soon as they're written to the SD card, if I'm on Wi-Fi somewhere or when I get on Wi-Fi, they get copied to my Nextcloud instance. That's handy.
Okay.
And because I use Nextcloud, if I get a new phone, my pictures don't go to Google at all. When I log into my Nextcloud, it asks if I want to sync things back down to it. And I can tell it, yeah, go ahead and do the last 2 years or whatever.
Nextcloud is a service.
Yes. When I run on my hardware, I can show you. Nextcloud's nice. So this is my Nextcloud instance. Stuff for work. I synchronize stuff here. And pictures end up in instant upload. Camera. This is going back through time. And yeah, Marla wanted me to pick up some turmeric at the drugstore. So I took a picture of it and went to Myers.
So they back up your stuff automatically?
Yes. Yeah, and this is all running on a VM of mine at my house. It's sitting on this VM uses 6 cores of a 24 core Threadripper. Apparently, I took pictures outdoor of some. We went to Gatlinburg. These are bears in the backyard. 2 little babies and mama just walked through the woods there. And you can set it to do a slideshow, and it just does its thing. You can see that's the 2 cubs and mama. But yeah, I love Nextcloud. I think everybody should run a copy of it. There's a Nextcloud client that you load on your phone, and once you tell it where it's at, you're pretty much done.
So what do they do? Charge you by the gigabyte, or how does it work? What's
It's
their revenue model?
Nextcloud is available for corporate use. You can buy an instance of Nextcloud, but it is a free piece of software. It runs in Linux. This is a VM on my hardware at my house using my Cincinnati Bell connection. I point to it by name I've got a DNS entry and I pay for that. I'd pay for the internet regardless. And the physical hardware I put together 4 years ago because it's a VM. I do good backups. Because it's a VM, I can build another VM server, restore the backups on it, and just start the instance. Oh, and Vicente. It doesn't pop up anything if
Here
you're
we go.
sharing the screen. Salutations.
Hi, Vicente.
Hola.
Hola.
Hi.
Greetings.
My Zoom software need to update. I spent like 10 minutes waiting for the update. Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
What I miss?
Leroy's granddaughter and the granddaughter's mother were in a car wreck.
Oh my God.
They were at the hospital, but everybody's been released now.
Okay.
But that's why Leroy's not here.
Okay. But everyone is okay.
They've all been released.
Okay. Wow. Bad news. Okay. So you are the presenter?
I am. Some days it happens.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure where this is going to save. I never did the local save.
Okay.
You talking about the recording?
Yes.
Or okay. So what you been up to, Vicente?
Not much. I was reviewing all projects and documenting, and now I understand a little more about software and changing some stuff and making it easier to update things. Learning stuff. I was thinking on to work in some robots like Leroy to show in the meeting or something, because I have plenty of hardware in the basement of all kind of kits, or I need to do something with them, maybe assemble them and then give away or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, Ray, where are you?
Oh, my video is turned off.
Yeah.
Are you looking good? Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to turn on the video.
You got to pull a full screen if you're on Windows. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I think it was better the other way.
So what time zone are you in there, Ray?
He's in this time zone.
Oh, he's waiting at the office. Oh, he's at the meeting. That's not there.
Where are you?
Here. Yeah. Let me make that a little bit better. There you go.
Okay.
We're
Just
not
wanted to
there.
show you guys where I'm at.
And see, somebody reserved the room and didn't show. How about that?
Ray in person.
So yeah, Ray is in person with nobody else here in person. Okay, so the joke was, what time zone am I in? Well, this morning at 5:30, I was in Reno, Nevada, and then right around 12:30, right afternoon, I was in Dallas, Fort Worth airport, and I drove straight here from the Cincinnati airport. I haven't even been home yet today, I told my wife I'm going to go to the Robot Automation Club meeting, and I'm here.
Yes.
All right.
Dang. Sorry we missed you.
I get it. I get it. I don't get the love, but I get it that we're not here. All right. I'll still participate in the meeting, I guess. So, who was not going to tell me that they have a thunder laser here at the library?
Who's brave enough to tell him that they bought somebody else's laser? We weren't going to
Oh
tell
my
him.
gosh.
No, ain't nobody that stupid in this group. We pretty slow.
I was curious about your thunder laser.
What were you curious about?
Hey guys, go ahead and put me on mute.
I guess he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's doing his pitch for selling
There's a lot of
laser.
dancing going on there. Yeah, that must be doing his pitch, flopping his arms around. Yeah. Oh, he can probably still hear us. I better watch myself. Yeah. What's that all about? I'm just saying.
So are they, is Thunder Laser another distributor for lasers or what?
Apparently.
Other brand?
Must be.
Yep, they're out of Texas.
Okay.
ThunderLaserUSA.com.
No good. Ray is in Middletown. Buy local.
They're in a town called Quit, man.
They are Chinese lasers also.
Probably.
Thunder laser. Yes, looks like they have different painting schemes, but the same stuff. Okay. Ray is getting crazy.
Now he's angry.
That's a short trip.
Uh-huh.
I found some 128 gig SD cards that I like. They're class 10, but they're U3, and they seem to work well with the cameras. I've been very pleased with them.
What means the U3?
That's the speed.
Speed. But
Yeah.
the 10 is not the speed. The number 10.
I think that is too, but they couldn't go above 10 for some reason. So then they started adding U's.
So U3 is above 10?
I think so. Hold on.
Yeah, it's rated above 10. It can be above 10. Yeah. Yeah. I looked it up when I got them.
So how much were you paying for them?
I got 5 for $34.
5, what size?
128 gig.
Okay. So about $7 a piece, something like that.
And I was happy to get them because I bought some of the name brands and I still had trouble with them.
Really?
Yeah. And so I saw the U3 rating. I had one that had a U3 rating and I had no trouble with it. And I said, okay, that sounds good to me.
Mhm.
And so I tried them, and this is my second set of 5 that I bought. And I like them so far.
Okay,
So apparently
3 times faster.
there's the C rating is 2, 4, 6, or 10 megabytes per second, and then a U1 is 10, or a U3 is 30.
3 times
And then there's
faster.
V 6, 10, 30, 60, or 90. For V for video speed, U is UHS speed, and
Okay.
just that little C is speed
Mhm.
class. This is according to Kingston.
When they say video speed, for me it looks like they don't do they don't check the integrity of the data, because in video you can have several bits wrong without trouble. So it's not the same video than data. Of course, they don't have the checksums and the correction algorithms. What?
UHS, ultra high speed,
Okay.
10 or 30 megabytes per second.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the cards I've played with seem to be 10 megabytes per second, or pretty close to it.
I've seen one SanDisk stream 100 megabytes per second, 32 gigabytes, 899 in Amazon. $64 gigs for 1249.
100 gigabytes per second. I don't think so.
Well,
Maybe 100 megabytes per second.
They say that.
100 gigabytes per second, that would be, yeah. How many?
It'd be humming.
That's extremely.
100 megabytes per second. Okay.
Yeah, that was my guess. And that's a U3. Okay.
Or V30 or class 10.
Mm-hmm. V30.
In the SDHC is a newer interface. Not everything supports it. Like the Raspberry Pi 2 doesn't. I don't remember if the 3 does or not, but the 4 does.
It's insane the amount of data that fits inside these micro SD cards.
Yeah, something the size of your pinky nail.
Oh my God.
Oh, Ray's getting on it. Look at him go, man. He's rocking and rolling now. Get down, Ray.
They call security.
No. No. No security. You guys are bad.
What happened?
You were bad. You were sitting there talking to the person up front with showing us a picture. Looked like you were proud of something. We don't
Oh
know.
no, I was looking at a advertisement they had on their digital display, like giving classes on how to use the laser machine. And I was like, huh. And I looked at the date, and the date was for like 3 weeks ago. So like, no, I guess that's outdated. And I was like, well, I mean, if you want somebody to come in here and teach how to use Lightburn, how to use the software, stuff like that, and if they need any training, extra training on how to clean the mirrors, lenses, make sure it's set up and working correctly. Because she was saying something about how the laser was there and working, but it wasn't available for the public to utilize yet. I'm like, okay, well, if it's not set up and working right yet, I mean, I can come in and help them get that rolling. And she's like, no, we don't need your help yet. I'm like, okay, fine. But
Sounds like your competitors got the inside track there.
they got me on that one for sure. I was really surprised that this came in, but anyway, we recently donated a laser machine to Fenwick High School, which is in Middletown, and then we donated one over to Edgewood High School, and that was within the past 3 weeks. I'm not going to get upset about, oh, darn, I didn't get to donate one to this library. It's just kind of funny, you know. But hey, it's there, and it's as far as what she told me, it's not available for the public to use yet. Okay.
Someday.
Someday, yeah.
Yeah, work on Middletown.
Well, it's the same. I guess the library manager is the same at Middletown as it is at Midpoint. They said that the maker space is different, but all good. What else did I miss? You guys seem quiet.
Leroy's granddaughter's mother got in an accident. They both went to the hospital and they're all out now. That's why Leroy's not here at the moment.
Okay. So sorry for him.
Mm. Yeah, nothing.
I am looking for employees. If you guys know anybody that would be suitable, I need a inside laser tech to prep equipment, and I need a receptionist.
I know laser techs, but unfortunately they're located in California.
Yeah, bit far for the commute.
Yeah. Well, we had laser technology and still have a laser technology program at San Jose City College in San Jose. And it's fairly well known in this neck of the woods. When we put techs into a lot of different companies there. But yeah, you're right. Ohio would be a bit of a commute.
Of course, Vegas wouldn't be a big commute. Yeah. California.
Reno or Vegas, they're both basically the same commute. If you gotta go through DFW.
Oh, that's Illuminator. Hi, guy.
Hey. Oh.
Did you see the latest Svengoolie with William Shatner and company?
I missed it last week.
Oh yeah, they had William Shatner on the Spider movie.
Oh. When is he gonna die?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath on that one.
He's like 91. He still rides horses.
He's doing a lawyer commercial on TV.
Carnival 16 Chevy Station.
He didn't go to Leonard Nimoy's funeral because Leonard and everyone else hated him on the cast. He got along with Leonard, but they hated him.
He didn't get along with Leonard Nimoy.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
He didn't get along with anybody.
Is that right? I thought he was civil to Leonard, but I know that other people said he was a pompous ass.
They got along, and then they didn't get along, and then they got along, and then they didn't get along, and it was a long thing.
Because I know George Takei, he's openly spoken about their dislike of William Shatner.
You okay?
I'm all right. It's a day. Oh.
So everybody is intact. Nobody's hurt.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Thea's fine. She's wound up. It's probably all the adrenaline. Her mommy is probably fine, and the baby is kind of. I guess he's fine. I guess everybody's fine. We've got Thea. She's going to be with us for a couple of days, and I'm home now. But that was fun and excitement at 4:00 when all that happened.
Wow.
So was it a pretty serious accident, or?
I saw the car briefly. It looked like the front wheel had been bent inward, like a tie rod or something, and it looked like there was some body damage, but it didn't look horrible. Of course, with it being a newer car, they'll probably total it out because it'll probably cost a lot of money to fix. But I think the biggest problem was her mommy took the baby and her and walked back home instead of staying at the scene of the accident, which did not make the cops very happy.
Oh,
So,
Really?
yeah. So they found her walking, which is how we found out what was going on because nobody told us anything. So, yeah.
So the kids are all okay, though.
Yeah. She's wound up. I think it's just adrenaline. I think she's going to come down and crash pretty hard. So, but like I said, we've got her for a couple of days.
Is that your granddaughter?
Yeah. And figure out what's going on with her. So I got something an update to show if unless somebody's already got the floor. I know I'm coming in kind of
Nope, you got it.
kind of blind or whatever. So last week I showed the clicky thing that I had. This week, I don't know if you can see it. I'm using a S3 Atom that's got a OLED screen on it.
Teeny tiny display.
Teeny tiny display. So there's a journal icon.
is that touch display?
I'm going to turn off my. Hang on. I'm going to turn off the. It'll just make it easier. So
Is that
it's
touch screen?
It's not a touch. There's a button under it.
Okay.
But if we hold it, now there's a different icon which does something different.
Okay.
There's Gmail. There's the Gmail icon.
Yeah.
There's the no touch finger touch thing.
Nice.
There's the print screen. That's supposed to be a printer. It's pretty bright. This will actually turn on screen sharing, so I could actually record the screen. That is the calculator icon. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a calculator icon. So, why aren't you working? Because I want to show you off. That's why you're not working.
You had it working fine. Now it doesn't work.
It never fails.
It knew there was a demo coming up.
Did you hear they're gonna Publix is gonna put a store in Richwood, Kentucky, in Boone County, out of Florida?
That's the journaling app. Here's cheese. You didn't see the camera. There's a camera icon. So there's cheese. I'll turn off the finger touch. It should have said no finger touch. So now I've got finger touch turned on. And if I hit it again, finger touch is turned off. Gmail will open up a web client, or it's supposed to. Okay, why some of these aren't working, I don't know. They were all working. So the problem is the S3 Atom doesn't officially support USB keyboards. It doesn't enumerate as a keyboard. So in order to make that work, you have to fake a serial port out to the USB port that it doesn't officially support. So that might be why it's gotten a little flaky, but
Even if it doesn't present as HID in Linux, you can override that.
so it is set up as a keyboard right now, and it shows up if I do X input, it'll show up as an HID keyboard. And the way that I got this to work, well, up until the demo anyway, the way I got this to work was it's sending a shift, control, and a letter. So like the journal is shift, control, J. I'm thinking my USB cable might actually be bad. Flip it over. I had a bad cable at one point. I probably threw the bad cable in here. So just this Gmail, which is still not opening. Everything else is working. So the other weird thing about this is because I've got a long touch and a short touch, I had to come up with a way to distinguish between the two touches, because the way the library was working, every touch was both. Every touch would be either a long or short. Do what? You texted Mammal? Yes, you can text Mammal. Sorry. So anyway, hopefully I'll get this working a little bit better when we're live and in person, and it'll actually work better. But
does that thing have Bluetooth?
It does.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Speaking of in person, next week is in person at the library.
So,
Thank you.
Looked like this week could have been in person.
Yeah, it looks like no one was there, but that's not unusual. People schedule the room and then don't use it, and that tends to irritate me.
Yeah.
I guess.
That would be irritating.
So how do we know they weren't using the room?
Well,
Ray was there.
Ray is there.
Oh, okay. That explains that explains that. Ray's actually in town.
Yeah, he was showing us where he was, and I recognized the window to the meeting room. That's Ray.
Well, I appreciate Steve, who started because I couldn't start.
Not a problem.
I appreciate Steve because he lets us use his account anyway, and we have longer meetings that way.
Yeah, the Zoom is
Thank you, Steve.
nice. I really enjoy it.
My pleasure.
So, but that is, I worked a little bit on doing some voice commands with this robot. Do we have screen sharing on?
Yeah.
Yes, he does. We already been after him. And we're breaking him in.
Okay. But let me get this ready. This one actually works because I recorded it. I don't know. Hopefully you can hear it. Anyway, I'm using voice commands.
Can you hear it?
No,
Oh,
No. So I just said go forward.
but the wheels are turning backwards.
I just said speed up. And if you could actually hear it, you could hear the wheels actually turning faster. So now it's going as fast as it could go. I just said slow down. Now it's slowing down. Just said stop. Now the two wheels are going in opposite directions, both left and right.
Turning.
Now it's going backwards. And that's pretty much it.
Nice.
I'm using ESP now.
Okay.
And this DF robot voice recognizer, which is an offline unit. Easy to use. You tell it when you plug it into power, it remembers learned words. It has, I think, 150 pre-programmed words already in it. It'll learn 10 or 15 more words. So, and it remembers them. So even if, when the power's off, you don't need to reprogram it. So I programmed words that it didn't have, like left, right, speed up, slow down. And it's easy because you just say, hey, robot, learn command word, and it goes into command programming, and you can just say all the words you want to say. And then what it does, it's an I2C device, and it sends a number out that represents whatever word. And then it'll also acknowledge, like it'll say okay or slowing down or something like that, so that it acknowledges that it heard what you wanted it to hear. And all I'm doing is I'm sending that number, from the stick C into the atom motion.
Okay.
And then the atom motion just looks at the 5 or 6 numbers that get sent and determines what to do, turning or speeding up or slowing down. The only thing that I did, I had, because the robot kept seeing the same number over and over and over again. I had to put like a little kind of a delay, but not a delay, kind of a timeout, so that it would only send the same number once. So if you told it to speed up, it would time out. It would send the command for speed up, and then it would time out and send zeros, which don't mean anything. And then why? And then if you said speed up again, it would send the 5 again. It's because if I just let it keep sending the same command over and over again, it went from its slowest speed to its fastest speed in a matter of nothing, which is not what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to gradually increase speed. So those were the 2 things that I played with this week.
I'm looking at its list of words. Some of them are really neat.
Yeah.
Some of them, park a car. I'm not going to let that thing park my car.
So I tried to find words that it already knew to use. And I mean, the closest I found to like speed up was something about fan control. And I'm like, I'm not going to say speed up the fan. That doesn't make any sense. But
I am not fan.
It's got go forward and it's got
retreat.
And I could say retreat. It's the same. It would send the retreat command and the robot will just interpret that as being back up. So,
and retreat sounds so more official than run away.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I looked through the commands and I'm like, man, they're
all over the place.
They got so many neat commands, and none of them really apply to making my robot do what I want my robot to do.
Save model.
Well, they have numbers but you can say speed and the number. Speed 10, speed 9.
They don't.
They don't have numbers. No.
They have display number 1, display number 2, but they don't have 10.
Yeah. And they don't have turn right or left. It's turn 45 degrees.
Yeah.
Or turn left 45 degrees, which I could have used, but this doesn't have any kind of encoder, so it's not
wouldn't be accurate, but it'd be close.
I could guess at best until the battery was running low, and then it wouldn't turn the same. But
unless you put a gyro on it.
Actually, the M5 Atom Matrix has a built-in I think it's an accelerometer, and for whatever reason, it's not as compatible with the Atom Motion as it should be. And every time I try to use the two together, I get weird conflicts.
I have the battery for this robot for the NES.
Yeah.
Actually, I went to 5 below. I was not sure which color to choose, so I picked all of them.
Went a little crazy. Got all of them. Yeah, I couldn't believe, though, that they would say turn left 45 degrees and they wouldn't just have
turn
left. And there's like 3 different, turn left 45, turn left 90, and turn left 180, 30. I think. Yeah, some weird number. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Why would you put 3 different commands like that in and not just give me a turn left command? Because turn left makes sense to me.
Left, the other left.
The other left. Yeah. Go the other way. No, robot. No.
Do they at least have stop?
Right. No. They have like stop fan, and there's another one that is close, but it's to stop some other device. Oh, stop playing, or for the.
I'm not saying that.
If you go down in further in where it's like media controls, they've got something, but they don't have just stop. It's not just stop. It's something,
I'm wondering if I'm looking at the same thing. This is the gravity.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably are.
$17. I don't see any stop anything. Is what I'm looking at.
You can use an ESP voice assistant for that. I think you can use the Atom with a microphone, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, might be able to.
Offline voice recognition on ESP32. This is a project the last year.
Where did I see that?
Oh, that's a much larger set than what I was looking at.
Too much complication.
Stop playing. Play music. Stop playing. Stop oscillating. I have no idea who wants their fan to stop oscillating. Most people just say stop. Start oscillating. Just weird stuff. Display number 2, which, I mean, sure, you could use those for other things, but that seems to me like it's a very specific use case. This one might be all right. Bluetooth mode, light tracking mode, which I could see, and line tracking mode, which I could see. But here's all your turn left 90 degrees, turn right, park a car. I'm hoping this is the car. But yeah, so there, you can make your own wake up word.
Oh, that's nice.
Or use Hello Robot, which Hello Robot seems to work really well for me. But I sat down through here and I'm going,
what is forget?
It's whatever you want it to be, really.
Yes, erase or whatever.
It's 47.
These are the words that it is pre-programmed to know. And I am almost positive that it knows more words, because I'm pretty sure it said that it knew 155 words, and there's only 142 listed.
No, there's some missing ones in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 21 is blank.
Well, number 21, yes. Number 21 is blank. And if you really look close, there's turn left 90, it's 25. And if you go down to where it says turn right, it's missing one of the turn rights, but you'll notice that it actually jumps from 27 to 29. So 28 would be the missing turn right, which I verified because I was like, yeah, they messed up. They had to have messed that up. So the missing 28 is the missing 20 missing turn right command.
So if you program the custom wake, does it preserve that through power off?
It's supposed to, yes.
Huh.
I have not tried the custom wake word. I mean, Hello Robot works for my purposes, but there's other stuff in here, like turn on a lamp or turn off a lamp, which it seems odd to me that it would be very specific for one lamp instead of, turn on lamp 2 or lamp 3 or whatever.
Yeah, I am surprised that they don't have numbers in the list.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it was $18. $20, something like that. It's worth it. It works surprisingly well. It actually recognizes very, very well. It's just the commands that are pre-programmed just are kind of funky. You just got to deal with, But, so they've got one brighten the light. Well, you could use that for whatever you want, but it would sound weird if you were trying to speed up a robot and you said brighten the light, brighten the light.
And it goes faster.
And it goes faster. And dim the light to make it go slower. They've got a lot of temperature related stuff. Looks like, turn on the AC, turn off the AC, increase the temperature, decrease the temperature, cool mode, heat mode, auto mode, dry mode. I have no idea what dry mode would be. Fan mode, enable blowing up and down. Okay. Enable blowing left and right. See, to me, it seems like they could have used something like enable blowing up and down and turn that into turn left. But yeah, it works surprisingly well, though. I was a little skeptical when I bought it, but it works surprisingly well. And this is the one that I said was really, really quiet, that you could barely hear it talk. Well, turns out that if you tell it to decrease volume and then increase volume, it's very, very loud. But if you tell it to increase volume, it just is, you could barely hear it. So you have to go through the process of telling it to decrease first and then increase, which makes absolutely no sense to me. But
sounds like it's got a reset somehow or another.
Calibration or something.
Well, inside the Arduino sketch, you can set the volume. In theory, you could set the volume. And that doesn't actually seem to do anything. I have tried the max volume they say is 7, and the lowest volume is 0, which 0 should mean you can't hear it at all. And every one of them, you could just barely hear it until you say decrease the volume and then increase the volume. So either their command set is wrong, or their library is wrong, or it's just designed poorly.
I mean, it is a $17 thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I was going to say. It's quirky, and it's a Chinese quirky device that actually works, as long as you're willing to put up with the quirk. Knowing that when I turn it on and it first comes on, knowing that I can't hear it, the very first command would be decrease volume, and then the very next command is increase volume, so you could actually hear what it's doing.
You have to get a little bit angry first. You just said to be quiet.
Yeah.
But Yeah. They do have, what is that? Nine commands that are dedicated for it to learn. So, you know, there's learn wake word, there's learn command word, relearn, exit learning, you know, stuff like that. And its learning mode is a little quirky too, but it's usable. It would be nice. It would be nice that you could tell it which slot, but it starts at slot 0 and works its way to the end of the commands that. So you kind of have to know which words you want to program. Otherwise, you're starting over every time.
Ray put a posting out. It can learn voices. Actually, a cat's meow. It is a Chinese cat.
It's a Chinese cat. Yeah. 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 It works. It's actually one of the. I remember years ago I had bought a voice recognizer that was even more picky, and this one works. This one does what it says it'll do. It's just you got to put up with its quirk. And it's got 2 microphones on it, which is nice. And it's got so, you know, when you say hello robot, it will stay in recognize mode for 15, 20 seconds, something like that. And then it'll turn itself off. So you could say commands back to back to back. Deep learning commands on the ESP32. With the M5 stick. C.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun. I actually like how he's got the servo attached.
Taped to the switch.
It's taped to the switch.
Yeah.
That is the low-tech solution.
Yeah. You have the hardware.
I do have the hardware.
Don't use the microservo. Use your robot. Okay. It works.
It works. That's not bad. I might play around with that this weekend. Is he using JavaScript? Wow. What? Oh, TensorFlow. Okay.
Yeah, I think you need to use a web page to create they have some kind of abstraction of your voice.
Yeah.
And convert to numbers and use them in your project for recognition.
Tinkerdoodle.
Mm.
Download. Yeah, you've got to train the model.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I might play around with that. I got plenty of M5 stacks, stick C's.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't hurt to put MicroPython on one of them.
Well, at least you implement the example. the switch. You can say the robot go forward or stop.
Yeah. That is really all I've got. That's all I did this week, though. And M5 is still out of stock on the card pooter and the M5 dial. They've got stock on the M5 capsule, though.
I was playing with the
That's the one we're really waiting for them to get back in stock.
Wow. Or a thermostat or what?
Just all kinds of neat stuff.
Yeah. It's already available because they were sold out.
It's still
out of stock. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still sold out.
How big is that dial?
It's 1.28 inches, so it's
inch and a quarter. That's tiny.
It's the size of my watch.
It's tiny, yeah.
It is. Let's see. I keep my parts next to my. Of course, it's in a nice case and everything, but that's the size of it. It's
this is their inspiration.
Yeah.
You see the Nest thermostat.
I'm looking for something.
I told my mom to get one of those Nest thermostats. You would have thought I was telling her to invite the CIA in to sit in their living room.
They are pretty nice.
If she didn't want to get spied on by the Russians or something.
Nope.
That's kind of a size comparison. At least the display is the same size. I think that the actual device is a little bit bigger because it's got the case around the display. But it's roughly stick C size, I guess. That's an ESP32. With a SD card and one programmable button, one power button, and one reset button, which is weird, but I think I've got those for $7 a piece off of AliExpress. Of course, there's no case or anything. It's just a thing. I'm going through all the code that I've got accumulated and trying to weed out bad code, stuff that doesn't work, and trying to pare all my stuff down, stuff I don't use anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it's still in this box if I'm not using it.
Wow.
You got just as much as I do, Vicente.
You and me, we can open a store in the flea market,
We could. completely full.
Yeah.
Mostly ESP32s. But there are some 8266s in here, so
Sure.
cameras and
Yeah.
but stuff, I mean, you know, I've got some of the old ESP3201s. You know, the ones that you had to plug in. I don't use those anymore. I don't know why why they're still in this box. And not only that, but this particular stack of them is still brand spanking new. I never used them. They're still brand new.
I won't blame you.
That's all the D1 Mini stuff from years ago. That is every D1 Mini shield they made.
Okay. They have a motor shield, right?
Yeah, they've got two of them, two different ones, and I've got several motor shields.
All of them.
I do actually like the D1 Mini. They've kept updating them, but they're still basically ESP 8266s.
There is only the ESP32.
Yeah. This
double row of pins.
Yeah. This is the new model. It's got the USB C on it. And it's got I guess that's a quick connector I2C. Which
and the micro is an ESP32 or
no, this is still an 8266.
Okay.
But they've updated them. They've
okay. Why they still use the 8266? I don't know.
Next week is in person.
Okay.
Oh,
Are
we running? We're running out of time.
Technically ran, but
yeah.
that one is the ESP32.
Yeah. Do we have any objectives for next week?
No Rex.
Oh yeah.
Still be breathing.
Yes.
Well, I mean, like
yes, please, no Rex. Let everybody be happy and healthy, and no Rex.
Bring sample code. Bring a project. Bring a
laser machines.
Hey, they've been working on my electrical panel, and I might have my laser machine running by next week.
Woo!
Oh, sweet. Wow.
I will bring this with this because ESP now, so no Wi-Fi needed, no nothing. We can play with that, and hopefully I'll get that bloody thing working right.
Okay.
Why it works when I don't want to show it off? Perfect. I want to show it off and it doesn't want to work. So anyway, you're in charge, Steve. So you've got to close out the meeting.
Okay.
You unplug
unplug
the meeting.
That's it. Any last words?
Bye, everyone.
So
have a good week.
Bye.
Hopefully we'll see everybody next week.
Next week is the 16th, right?
Yes.
I will not be there, but in spirit.
Okay.
Maybe the week after.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
All right. Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.